Welcome to Module 13, our final module. I thought I'd be brave and be on camera for the last module. Energy, environment, climate, got a lot of stuff here. This first article is very interesting because it's written by a guy who's both an ecologist and an economist, and looks at things through both lenses. Here is the California energy shortage created out of thin air. Okay, if you cap prices, and which they did, they capped the electricity price and below equilibrium. What happens when you put a price control on, a price ceiling below equilibrium? You got a shortage. And the thing why I put in parentheses, didn't anybody understand the law of supply, is that, yeah, of course, when you limit the price, producers are going to produce less. This is my favorite. And by the way, this article was front page, San Francisco Chronicle, front page. So microeconomics was front page. There are all kinds of economic students in California and Nevada who could have answered this just fine. It says Don Soderberg, chairman of the Nevada Public Utilities Commission, said that the sudden power emergency took state authorities by surprise. The law of supply took them by surprise. And they are investigating to see what federal price limits may have had in exacerbating Monday's shortage. We are looking very closely at this, he said. There seems to be a potential for unintended consequences. Just consult any economics student, and that student will be able to explain it just fine. It's called the law of supply. The law of supply, front page. And this is just one example of how economic illiteracy is killing us. You've got people in control who don't understand even the basics of supply and demand, didn't understand the law of supply, cause great power shortages, a lot of costs. Anyway, it's all in here. I can just say amazing. Anyway, moving on. And then the next one is about the propensity, climate media versus climate science. The propensity of media and some politicians really looking at the worst case scenario, the very worst case scenario, and using that as the most likely scenario. So that we're going to burn up by 2030 or 2029, that kind of thing. The doom and gloom. Actually, the climate scientists aren't on board with that. That's a low probability outcome. The most likely outcomes are much not near as dramatic. Anyway, that's pretty much it. There's been a common theme in the course. Hopefully you've noticed that everything we've talked about involves scarcity. That means that not everybody can have all they want, and things need to be rationed. And there are trade-offs. Everything we've talked about, every issue is a result of scarcity. And we're trying to do a cost-benefit analysis of the trade-offs involved. And that's a tough call. That's why these economic issues exist. We've got opportunity costs, we've got trade-offs, and it's too bad. Maybe in the next world, right? Going all the way back to the Quest to College issue, sometimes students say, well, why don't they just let everybody in? Well, maybe in the next world, okay, when there's no scarcity. What do we have? We have something called scarcity. there's not enough seats to let everybody in, right? Why don't you build more seats? Well, that means more higher cost, more professors. You'd have to raise taxes. Taxpayers might not like it. They might vote out the politicians and raise the taxes. So, we've got scarcity and trade-offs at every turn. And the big debate in economics is how to manage scarcity. What's the best way to allocate? What's the best way to ration? Should we use markets and prices? Well, those work really well when there's lots of buyers and sellers, but when we have market concentration, like with monopoly or externalities, the market doesn't work quite as well. So what's the best way? That's what economics is about, is managing scarcity, trying to allocate scarce resources in the most efficient and fair method. Well, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the class. Take good care of yourselves, be safe, work hard, study hard, and maybe I'll see you in another class sometime.